1 year ago, the journalists were arrested for primarily operating in Egypt without a permit, after an Egyptian court shut down Al Jazeera station in the country. Then several charges followed. The Al Jazeera journalists are accused of promoting and helping terrorist organizations, namely the Muslim Brotherhood.
In my view, the government at the time should have deported them instead of pushing them to court.
The journalists have since been in provisional detention, which many law experts say is not necessary in similar cases. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is on record as having conceded that the Al Jazeera journalists ought to not have been charged in court in first place, but that he also respected the due process of the law and would not interfere now that their matter was before court. In mid-November, Egyptian state media MENA announced that the president had issued a decree allowing him to repatriate prisoners in Egypt. The decree would enable the president to agree to surrender and transport non-Egyptian convicts and suspects to their countries to be tried or to have their punishment implemented. That's according to the news agency. The trial of the journalists has put Egypt on the spot, with the international community, Australia in the lead, pushing for their release.
I understand their efforts to identify a legal exit clause for the journalists.
Conviction of the journalist has further worsened ties between Egypt and Qatar, whom Cairo accuses of supporting the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood. Saudi Arabia has, however, been working behind the scenes to reconcile the two countries. Starting Thursday's session, the trial will no longer be held at the special court built next to their prison. It will be held here at the Cairo court complex, and the defense is planning to ask the judge to release the defendants from their provisional detention. If the judge rejects the request, there are two possible scenarios. Neither of them is immediate. Either they will be innocent and the case will be over and the prosecution will not probably file an appeal. But if they were found guilty, it is highly likely that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi might issue a presidential pardon. Adil Mahroui, CCTV, Cairo.